Time's up. Let's do this.
Right, so game 1 of the Stormholtz episode 4 between Salt Gaming and PixelSlayers are done. The draft, as you can see here on the screen, is complete. The map will be Cursed Hollow. In this map, you're looking at tributes, you're looking at curse, you're looking at good pushing. You're also looking at stealing mud camps because you've got a lot of mud camps all across the map, and generally they're very, very accessible on both sides. So I like to see that you have some very good synergy on Salt Gaming side. Generally, Abathur works very well in a big map like Cursed Hollow, right? So you really have got a very good combo up on Salt Gaming. The real question is, can they survive pre-10 to make that combo work out well in the late game? That so far will be the real question for them. For PixelSlayer, their real job here really just to shut down this team before it gets too hard for them to do their work. They've also got some very good late game synergy there, and also Uther with the Divine Storm. I'm expecting Divine Storm, of course, on Uther, and Shock and Or all up on the Feldstead. Given the fact that they picked such a draft, I'm not expecting Reign of Vengeance. There's not much of a wombo combo coming from PixelSlayers. It's more towards the fact that they are looking for one big stun, and following which you're looking at a lot of extra DDs coming out from PixelSlayer. So that in itself is very, very solid, very, very stable match, or rather, you could say draft for PixelSlayer. And for Salt Gaming, you know, really just gonna have to wait for the whole duration to be done first. So here we go, Salt Gaming up against PixelSlayer, and in general, we're gonna have on the blue team Salt Gaming. Yenex there, gonna be playing as the Tigers. Rhaegar being played by Edward. We also got Arthas being played by Sliderbite, as well as Kaigaring on to that Rainer Las Banales. QWERTY playing as Abathur once again. And on the right team, we're gonna have PixelSlayer on the right hand side of this map, and generally Uther completely covered there, but I think it's gonna be Zeti playing as that one there, and Nazibo being played by Hiroshige, as well as Vala being played by Deriku. We also got Feldstead being played by Virgilus, last but not least Stitches being played by Exquisite. So good stuff so far, and game 1 of episode 4 begins just like that. So far no kills whatsoever, but we're seeing a very good diverse strategy coming up from the blue team. Already they know they cannot take the team fight because they got one Abathur that's completely not so useful, you know, in its all rights there in the early part of this game. So you really just want to make sure that your Abathur, you know, gets some substantial area for farm, and really just being very comfortable to hit level 10 first. So Raid team's gonna have to try their best to engage as much as possible. Yenex with a frag grenade lands very nicely on that Feldstead there. That's about it. Now back to the mid lane here. Edward facing a lot of aggression from the Raid team. And that's gonna be the Nazibo. You're gonna also see Arthas with a very good skill there. Land the stun. There we go already. And it seems like Nazibo a little bit of trouble. The hook's gonna connect nicely on just the Rhaegar. Rhaegar going for the kill, but unfortunately drops first. So down goes Rhaegar. And Hiroshige very, very close to death, but good follow-up coming from Exquisite. Exquisite doing such a good job there. So generally, that's a little bit of a backfire on the blue team. They cannot afford to play very aggressively, but also we're seeing the notification popping up here. So Nazibo did die at the end of the day at the mid lane there. So Sliderbite picks it up still very nicely, making sure that both sides still get substantial amount of EXP. But so far, we're seeing a little bit more EXP going in favor for the blue team. And Salt Gaming might just be in a very comfortable position for the first half of this game here. Deriku jumping into the mid lane. Hiroshige not able to land a zombie wall just yet. But down south we're seeing Virgilus as the Feldstead up against Yenex here. Yenex needs some help, and I think the help is on the way. Sliderbite could be hiding in the shrubs there. Looking for a good position there. Lands, nope. Misses the stun. Unfortunately, gonna pour up this Frozen Tempest and pull back just as well. Now looking at the talents here. Hopefully there's no engagement so far. Arthas with Frozen Waves for sure, and Venom just for a little bit extra CC. So that's the main reason why he doesn't have the extra space there on his utility skills. Misses the stun again. Hiroshige now gonna try it, but here comes the Totem and also Frozen Tempest. Dual slow. It seems like Hiroshige is not able to run away, and he goes down just like that. Also not to mention Abathur was actually inside Arthas. Okay, that sounds really weird, but it doesn't matter. So that's actually some extra support in favor of blue team. And Raid team's already falling short here in the Cursed Hollow. So seems like Salt Gaming did try out a further iteration of the very own Abathur lineup, and it seems to be working so far so good for them. Needs to be very careful not to overextend, because they still don't have that assured victory against 3 heroes in any single lane. So Tribute's gonna spawn in just about 10 seconds, and I think this is where the next big team fight is gonna happen. Almost level 6 there for the blue team. Level 7 for the next talent, so they don't have that yet. Tribute probably is gonna go towards the red team. I don't see how the blue team can actually contest with this Tribute just yet, but here comes Arthas making his best attempt. Deriku getting a little bit distracted there. There goes the stun on Deriku, and down goes Vala already. Exquisite gonna try and run away, but Stitch is not able to do anything at all. Eduard there with a little bit extra help from Abathur, but they're not able to do much as well. Stitch is still gonna land some hit there. Stitches takes the fall. He goes down simply like that. Nice stun from Arthas, and it seems like that is gonna be it for Nazeebo. Very, very nice contest coming from the blue team. They have the Arthas doing so much work in the early game, making sure that they're still able to just snatch up that first tribute. Personally, I thought that it's not going to be possible for them because they've actually not have the best synergy for in terms of team composition up against the red team, but they have managed to make it work. They have managed to go in and making sure that, you know, those stunts on Arthas were on point. And you got some very good box-out mechanic, double slow as well from both Rhaegar and the Frozen Tempest of Arthas. So very good skills there. Also, Arthas snatches up the hot cam. That's gonna really wreck the red team's mid lane a little bit. And moving back to the top lane so far, red team very far back in terms of kill. 5 kills for Salt Gaming, only 1 for PixelSlayer. Top lane, Abathur coming in just to give a little bit extra help in the form of symbioting the melee creep there. Second tribute spawning in just 10 seconds right now. Blue team still hiding in his vicinity. Nazeebo struggling to defend the mid lane against the hot cam. Very good timing. It seems like Eduard's gonna be here first. Feldstad is in the vicinity, but Feldstad's not able to do anything by himself. Yennex comes in as well as the Tychus, Sati, as well as Exquisite. Both of them just strolling in. Frag grenade connects, that's about it. Now back to the top part of this here, and we can see Vala also taking the fall there. Meanwhile, Tribute's gonna get nicely channeled by Eduard on the Rhaegar. Stitches looking for position, not able to land a hook, and it seems like it's going to the blue team once again. Second tribute for the blue team. Red team needs to make sure that they don't lose the third one, which is gonna spawn in just about a minute or so. Top lane getting a lot of extra pressure from both the Abathur as well as the Raynor. And Stitches just dancing around. They want to pick up a gang here. Raynor very, very far out, overextending once again, but picks down the gate. That's about it. Here comes the slam, and also the zombie wall goes in as well. Abathur giving a little bit extra health there to Raynor. Raynor gets hooked back, and this is gonna be it. He's just gonna go down very easily. Stitches there will end his life very, very easily as well. So that's it. 3 men now gonna rotate to the boss camp, which is very, very good. So far they got some traction going, already level 9, but the blue team is already level 10. You don't want to take a fight here against a team that's already level 10. Especially when you have got Abathur with his ultimate up, so that's effectively gonna be 2 heroes. That's very, very mobile, and I'm thinking it's gonna be Tychus coming from the blue team. Third tribute will spawn. The boss does go down to the red team very nicely. Blue team didn't go for the boss, they will actually go for tribute. The red team has got an overwhelming pressure on the top half of this map, with Feldstad very easily flying there to join the game. So here comes the channel. Exquisite gonna try and pull back. There goes the stun, nicely done. Arthas, a little bit of trouble so far, but very tanky. Seems like we're still gonna see Stitches fall at the end of the day, but here comes the Ravenous Spirit on Nazeebo. Very, very good stuff there. Meanwhile, Device Up connects on 3. Sati there with those big plays so far, and Cordy is still gonna try and struggle a little bit, but Sati will still fall despite the amount of heals he's got. Shocking out connects on 2 as well, and we're also gonna see a little bit extra help coming from Hyperion, but that's gonna be it. And back to the tribute here. Also gonna see Uther landing a lot of harassment here on the blue team. Blue team not able to pick up the third tribute there. They're going in for the kills right now. And down goes Nazeebo, very nicely done. Felset also takes the fall. Frag grenade just really nails him there very nicely. Now Yennex going in for the third tribute, which means this is gonna be cursed. Stitches is in the vicinity but not in time to save the tribute there. So there we go, the curse is out for the blue team. Salt Gaming steamrolling a lot against the red team so far. And then also looking at the fort, severely challenged right now by those Sage Golem on the top half of this map. Not to mention the fort cannot attack when the curse is up. And now to the blue team's advantage, you're also going to see Eduard with the lightning skill all around him right now. Just dealing some damage on those towers as well as gate there. And here comes a 3-man from the red team. Eduard a little bit of trouble so far, but nice heals there. Ancient Healing doing good work so far. Red team all 5 in his vicinity, but not able to snag up a kill. Struggling to defend all 3 lanes while under the effect of the curse so far. Slider Bite pushing the bottom lane by himself, very effective as well. You're looking at Frozen Tempest dealing some DOT on the Ford. Ford looking like it's gonna go down 20 seconds before the curse is lifted here. Nazeebo coming from behind, zombie wall misses unfortunately. The start from Afters misses as well, but Nazeebo gets eaten alive just like that. Frag grenade again from Yenex gonna be used on Stitches, but Stitches gonna be a runaway just in the nick of time there. So far we're also gonna see some extra help in the form of a Feldstedt. And the hook though, plus the big buffet launch there onto the Afters. Afters gonna try and prop his raise their skill a little bit. Shock and all will connect, but it's not there for kill. Abathur giving him some extra shield and life. So using up both ultimates there coming from the Raid team, whereas the blue team only using just the raise state on Afters. This means the blue team has got a lot more extra ultimate to work with over the next part of this game here. So we're gonna see also the boss camp go down for the blue team, which is fantastic. And Tribute's gonna stop for a while right now, so this is where we look at... Okay, no ganks. So this is where I look at the talent so far for Abathur. Very standard stuff. Ultimate Evolution, he's got some very good buff to his stab, as well as his spike burst as well. So some very good extra damage in the form of Abathur. Very invisible. Normally you don't see Abathur doing a lot, in the sense that, you know, it's not felt in most of this engagement. It's very invisible damage. You can only see or feel his presence when you're trying to kill someone but he doesn't die. That's where you can see the Abathur is actually kicking in really well. So far checking on Tychus as well. Tychus with overkill buffs as well. Very good stuff. And going for Odin, and yeah, there's gonna be the Bloodlust composition coming out from the blue team. Salt Gaming got theirs very nicely nailed, but they're just waiting for Arthur's tank the skill up, the race state, before they go in. Quaddy already with the ultimate evolution, gonna use Odin here just to buy some time. Effectively this is a waste, but I think it's still okay, because they managed to make sure that Afters was able to pick the hot camp, and the whole team will be able to pull back just in time. Plus ultimate evolution is not a very long skill. I wish they show CD somewhere, but no, I don't have that. So Death Coil also buffed up on Afters, that's very good. Relentless also gonna help him with stunts, mainly just as a counter against Divine Storm. That's about it. You don't really have and Uther's also personal stun skill. Other than that, you don't really have anything else that can really land a huge amount of stun on Afters. But that's gonna help him with those duration a little bit, which is gonna help him survive, because the longer Afters stays in motion, you're gonna expect a lot of DOT on Frozen Tempest. You're gonna expect Death Coil to heal up both himself, given the fact he added the talent correctly here. So that also heals when he uses Death Coil on enemies. So that's actually going to help him a lot with tank. So Afters going for full on tank here. And Yenex there with his Tychus also very nicely built Stone Skin as well. So that's going to help him just tanking a little bit more in terms of big team fights. So here we got Slider Bite looking for some good angle, but the hook connects nicely, and also Slider Bite again becomes a buffet launcher, and also gonna see the zombie wall being used. Slider Bite gonna pop the race there a little bit, but may not be able to tank this up. Abathur still not in there. Abathur already inside right now. Bloodlust being used. The whole team gonna try and push the tower down a little bit, but is not able to get it off. In fact, here we also can see the Revenant Spirit coming out. Yenex dropping very low. Yenex loses Odin. Now gonna try and pull back. Exquisite looking for angle on the hook once again, but will not get it off just in the nick of time. So far, Kaigari a little bit of trouble so far, and also gonna see a slow turn coming out. Slam from Stitches also being used. Frag Grenade gonna buy himself some space. Exquisite might just drop your Quaddy, actually coming in the form of Tychus already. I'm sorry, Raynor, and that's actually very good. So the whole team actually waited for Quaddy's ultimate to be up online again, and here we have the whole team pushing the bottom lane once again, and Hiroshige dropping very low, but will not take the fall just yet. The whole team now pushing on the bottom lane's tower here. Tier 2 already severely challenged by Salt Gaming, and PixelSlayers very far behind, but they've got, I think, the late game synergy. And late game synergy, it's definitely very important for the raid team here, because generally you want the whole team to be able to go in and just snack up most team fights. You don't want to misplay so late in a game. So far we're looking at level 17 on the blue team up against level 15 on the raid team. And blue team now actually have got very good map control. If you look at the entire map, the presence is felt on the blue team. They also managed to snack up one extra tribute, the second one also going to them so far. Raid team struggling, looking like they're very far behind in this game, and they are. So might just lose that boss golem here. And yep, the Skull Golem will go down. Nice hook there on Exquisite once again. Kaigari gets reeled in there. Nice stun, following up with a kill. Raid team now gonna try and hold the front here against the Skull Golem. whereas blue team is going to try and execute a little bit of a split push potential. So this strategy here is working really well for them. They've got a scout golem doing some work, but this is not very strong golem. This is just a very basic golem, and they're looking at some good positioning here for a good push on the top half of the map, just as a form of distraction. Whereas the whole team with overkill on Tychus being used already on the Ford dropping very fast on the bottom lane. Seems like we're going to see Sati pick this one up here so far. Divine Radiance being used already, but minimal deterrence effect. Hiroshige comes in here. Gonna land some spiders, that's about it. And the whole team, having dealt with the Scout Golem on the top half of this map, will now come to the bottom half here. They'll find that the fort is already demolished, and the tower is just down to just about 50% right now. So, oh, there we go. Another big team fight happening. Slider by a little bit of trouble. Again, it seems like he goes down just very simply. Tank on tank, straight up, personally, I prefer Stitchers because Stitchers has got a lot of good mobility as well as very good utility skills in the form of a hook and a very good slow and some good DOT as well. He also heals very well. So Stitchers up against Arthas. Arthas is not so tank, but Arthas has got some very good, evened out amount of heals in most team fights. You look at Death Coil dealing some damage, healing up quite well. Whereas for Stitchers, you're looking at, just very minimal heals over time. It's more like a skill-based heal, that's about it. Here we have the boss of the blue team going down very nicely, and red team's actually going to take it down as well. Also going to see Hyperion coming in as well. Nice stun there on Eduard by the boss. RNG really does work in favor for the red team so far. Level 19 up against level 17. Looking at the talents, we're just expecting some very interesting skill. So Sprint is both up on Nazeebo, and Uther is a very mobile team here we've got here. Rewind and Feldstad, so this is the standard Hammerang Rewind build. And you also got some extra Mega Smash Pulverize, just buffing up the slam a lot. So Stitcher's actually dealing a lot of extra damage, not so much in terms of heal. Doesn't have the first aid yet. Actually will not go for the first aid, going for the slam here, so really doing a lot of work. Straff on the flip side being nicely picked up there by Vala. And you also got generally not much support skills actually on this red team, except for Uther for going for cleanse, and you also got protective shield. So Uther just the only hero going full out support, which is a little bit bad in my opinion, because the moment Uther goes down, it's really bad for the red team. They don't have much support left. The tank is gonna really take a lot of damage there, and they have to really protect Sati. So Sati, in my opinion, is the biggest role here in his draft for the red team. Exquisite looking for position on a hook again. Frostworm Arthas. Qwerty spawns as Tychus. This is gonna be it. They should be able to pull off the Bloodlust Odin very soon, but not gonna get it just yet. Here comes the trap. Shotgun does connect. A lot of damage on the blue team already by Exquisite. Takes the fall first. Sati a little bit of trouble there. Nuke being used by Odin. That's not gonna be enough. Also gonna see some Divine Storm coming in, but like I said, Uther, the moment he goes down, Ray team is gonna fall apart. Feldstead also gonna go down very quickly as well. Deriku now a little bit of trouble so far with Hiroshige. Both of them are gonna be able to run away. Whereas for the blue team, Bloodlust is still not used yet. Wait, actually just used. So here we go. Double Odin, Bloodlust, a lot of damage. Tower's getting completely eradicated as well. Nukes landing. This is the Doomsday scenario, and Red Team cannot afford this position any longer. But the curse also coming in. Credits go to Eduard as the Rhaegar there. So this is going to be it. The core is dropping to 70%. Core, a lot of trouble right now. Core might just go down. No one else on the Red Team can stop this, and the core will go down. That's a blue team picks up the first kill here, or rather the first game. Salt Gaming wins it 1-0 so far. What a game it is so far, and I think that you've got the entire team working very well in that instance there. Generally, it's more to the fact that they managed to survive the early game. In fact, they also got the early game levels up, which is very good for the whole team, given the fact that everyone on the same team shares the level there, which is why Qwerty, the moment he hits level 10, you're looking at Abathur playing a very big role in most team fights. Up against, a team that is formerly made out of very good DDs, good amount of, in fact, 3 DDs there. Nazeebo is also very good Revenant Spirit, Vala, Feldstad, they've got a lot of damage there, but it's just not working out for them. It's not working out because they were not able to shut down Rhaegar. Rhaegar with Ancestral Healing behind doing a lot of work. You also got Raynor that by himself very hard to die. And it's all about Abathur coming in as the fifth element, really just bringing surprises out of nowhere. Arthas, although he was caught out of position for quite an amount of time by Stitches, that's full credits going for Exquisite on the Stitches, doing a very good job there already. But in general, it's all about the fact that they were not able to take down the whole team with the Bloodlust and Odin up. No time for this engagement there. And generally, this is why Brightwing is good in this kind of lineup, because Brightwing forces a major disengagement. The moment you see the Bloodlust happening, Brightwing with the talent there is going to be able to blow them away. And that, in my opinion, is a very, very good skill, or rather hero, for a counter against Rhaegar. They don't have that, but that's fine. Uther, very, very strong support. Good Divine Storm being used all across the entire game. But generally, you just don't see Uther being prioritized there, and by himself it's very, very bad for him, because the blue team knows for sure that, Salt Gaming knows for sure that the moment Uther goes down, Red Team's lineup is going to be completely all made up of him, and they were right. So they were able to take them down, and Uther went down very easily. Not much of resistance there, and the rest of the DDs also just fell apart very easily. So while there's some form of combo in the form of Strath and Shock and Awe, the amount of damage just isn't enough to match up against the blue team's double Odin. And I think that's very strong. So huge plays there from Salt Gaming. And that's it. We're going to take a bit of a 3 minutes break, and we'll be back with Game 2 in the Stormholtz episode 4. See you guys in a while.